Hey guys, so this is another video. This can be applied to marriage restoration. This can be applied to God-ordained spouses waiting on them for their God-ordained marriage. This can be applied to prodigal children, prodigal family members, just prodigals in general. I want to go over when your spouse comes home, when your prodigal child comes home, when your God-ordained spouse starts talking to you again. Leave them be. We have to be constantly practicing the fruit of the Spirit. Leave them be. So what I mean by that is don't ignore them, but you have to be really practicing the fruit of the Spirit, the fruits of the Spirit. And if you're not able to do that, and you're not able to let it go, and if they're not ready to talk about what took place when they were out in the pig pen, then you can't force it out of them. You have to let them be. You got to let them heal. You got to let God clean them up. You got to let God do what only God can do, not you. So if you're not ready to do that, God's not going to bring them back. So he's going to test you. Mark my words, guys. He's going to test you tremendously along the way. You have no idea how many times I failed up until, I realized that it was a test. The devil is so crafty. He will have, whoever your prodigal is, your spouse, your kingdom spouse, your child, your mother, your father, whoever you're standing on behalf of, he will set it up to where they say something and you perceive it a certain way. The best thing I can tell you to do is to completely ignore it, and as people would say in the natural, kill them with kindness, which is practicing the fruits of the Spirit. But don't be a doormat either. I talk about this in the ABC communication video about how he wants us to practice good communication, set boundaries, and hold people accountable, and hold ourselves accountable. If you're not doing those things, you're not going to have success with being able to coincide with them on a daily basis. You need to be able to follow the ABC method, and that was given to my coach from God. He taught him how to handle people. Like, that is so important. So one thing I did that was totally unnecessary, and a lot of people do until they realize this, it's further down the line, and I'm preparing you guys now, is don't be a doormat. You want to set boundaries and hold your prodigal accountable, because if you don't hold them accountable, they're going to think that they can keep abusing you. So this doesn't mean yell and scream at them, but a good way of setting healthy boundaries would be say they're coming, in your house without even giving notice. Say something along the lines of, I would appreciate it if you would call first, just so I have an idea of what's going on. Because by them leaving you, or if it's your child or whoever, they lost the privileges to come and go as they please. Or if they just think that they're going to, make whatever decision they want with your child, that's not okay. Or if they're going to come in your home and start cussing and swearing and talking bad about God, you have to say, no, we serve God in this house. So the best example I could give you guys is God's not going to bring them home unless he's first. So what will happen is you have to really understand this part. Why would he bring them home? For you to be so desperate for them to come home, which is serving man when you put anybody above God. Remember, you can't serve man and serve God. It's one or the other. So God comes first. You can't have two masters. So if they come home, are you going to sit there and do whatever they say because you're afraid that they'll leave? Now, I will tell you this. I had a false start like 3 years ago, And it was because I did that. I was so desperate to keep him home that I would participate in things that were not godly. And that, again, is not serving. That's a people-pleasing spirit. So you have to be delivered from that in order to start seeing for real changes. So anyway, like, if they decide we're going to watch horror movies, are you going to sit there and watch it with them? No, you can't. You got to say, we serve God in this house, like you and your kids are, because you have to understand they were gone all of those times. So just because they come back doesn't mean they get to just do whatever they want, and then you show God, okay, my spouse is back, I don't need you anymore. Because guess what? They're going to be gone just as fast as they came home. I hope this helps, guys. Like, share, subscribe, please. Join the family. And leave a positive comment and let me know what you think, and let me know what you want to hear next. But make sure you like and make sure you comment, because that gets out for more people to find the channel for help. All right, guys, God bless.